0.7 FM KAZI. We are the voice of Austin, celebrating 42 years of bringing it to you, baby. How you doing? Your boy Jabari Warfield in the building, 731. Dap Dub is also in the house. What's up, man?
Hey.
What's going on?
So, man, I'm going to tell you, I'm ready for the hump day.
Yes, sir.
And I'm ready for the weekend. All at the same time.
Same time. Hump day. And, so you ready to tackle it today and you ready to tackle the weekend?
Man, get me through it. It has been a week so far.
It's been a week already?
Yeah, man.
Dude, we only 72 hours into the week.
Has yours been good up to this point?
Mine hasn't been too bad, man. It hasn't been too bad.
Okay.
You know, just doing some things, you know, doing some research on some things and you know, there's times when you get a chance to just just get it together.
Yeah.
And that's what I've been working on, is just getting it together, some things. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, of course, when we have all the stuff we got to do,
yeah,
we really don't have time to pour into ourselves.
Right.
Right. And I've had a little time to pour into myself on some things that I've been trying to handle. You understand what I'm saying? So I think every once in a while you got to just say, okay, I need, you know, I don't know, a day, 2 hours, even just 2 hours to pour back into yourself. When you do that, I think you come out as a better person. So yeah, man, yeah.
Check you out.
I'm working on that.
Yeah, you done had a good week. Look, 512-836-2887. Call in about top of the hour. Call in and let me know if y'all done had a hard week like your boy. I mean, it's been rough, but no matter how it's looked, no matter how this week is gone, I still think of some Big L lyrics, and that's what I'm rocking with for the week.
Gotcha.
And when it comes to getting nookie, I'm not a rookie. I got girls that make that chick Toni Braxton look like Whoopi. I still got the bad piece. Yeah, I'm still good though.
You dropping bars.
Hey,
bars.
Yo, but that, you know, I'm hunting the good stuff. I see what the positives are.
Right.
And that's what's guiding me right now. You know.
Yeah, man. Yo, this weather though,
man.
Woo, son. What happened?
Did you grab a coat? I see the long sleeve shirt.
I got the long sleeve shirt.
That shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Did you see the name on it though?
And I got some questions.
Okay.
Do we got time for that?
Okay. We got a little time. We got a little time. Okay.
I think I know why. But for those who don't know, he is in here with an NFL. It's amazing, dog. This thing looks good. It looks like 2024. If it's 2022, you're doing a great job with your wardrobe.
I'm trying to level it up.
But he's got a Steelers NFL t-shirt, long sleeve. This thing looks dry fit. It looks like one of them $50 joints. He didn't go get the $12.99. He went and got the $50 joint.
Oh man, shoot.
So are you a terrible towel twirler? You're a fan?
Oh man, been a fan of Steelers for a long time, man.
I thought because of when you grew up in that era, Stallworth, am I right?
Stallworth, Lynn Swann, Mean Joe Green.
Okay.
You know, Franco Harris, rest in peace. You know, it was one of the thing about the Steelers back in the day is like everybody was a star. The guys on the offensive and defensive line were even stars. Yeah. Like these days, it's kind of like, you know, when you think about like with the Cowboys, everybody talks about Dak.
Yeah.
Right. No disrespect to Dak, but everybody talks about Dak, and everything's on Dak's head. Right. With the Steelers, I think they were just crazy unit, man, that would just bust folks down. I think they had one cat, I forgot his name. He had 2 front teeth missing.
Oh yeah.
And he didn't want to put him back in because he looked like Dracula when he was on the line.
Yeah.
And so he would like intimidate, you know, running backs, man, because he would just, you know, open his mouth, start screaming. And dude, it was like that's one of the things about him. Now, of course, I also grew up watching the Cowboys. You know, with Robert Newhouse and Tony Dorsett. You know, watching them do their thing, man. So I was always a fan of just good contests.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I thought, you know, it's cultural though, dog. I'm willing to argue that it was cultural about the Steelers and their dominance in the 70s. Yeah. So I'll give you some of the reasons. Representation and empowerment.
Yes, sir.
If you think about it, man, they had those African American players. They were prominent.
Yeah.
Just like you said, Franco Harris, you said Mean Joe Green, Mel Blount, and those brothers was achieving on the field, and that challenged all those stereotypes. We needed that.
Yeah, we did.
I think it inspired the black youth to dream of achieving greatness in sports and beyond, and I think that you needed that. And then they had a prominent scout named Bill Nunn Jr.
Yeah.
Bill Nunn was out there going to the HBCUs and going to get that talent.
Nice.
Because, you know, all the predominantly white institutions weren't as gentrified wasn't as inclusive, and so there wasn't a lot of talent. But the brothers that had the opportunities was getting into HBCUs.
Yes, sir.
And Bill Nunn said, "Oh, let me go down here and get some of these young bucks some
let's see what's happening.
opportunities." So
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
It's a beautiful thing,
that's part
man.
of it, man.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, brother. And, you know, of course, there's a lot of stuff that has to go on beyond sports, you know, beyond football, you know, after you've done your, 10 years or however long you get into it. And it's the financial literacy that I think that really, really, gets me. And I hope that any young brother that's, or a young or sister that's in professional sports at some point gets a chance to live beyond that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's not, it's a great thing when it's your time to shine. But at some point, you gotta plan for the future. So I hope that at some point that happens.
Yeah.
For a lot of cats, because I know I'm friends with a couple of cats, friends with a couple of cats' parents who are actually in the NFL now.
Hey.
It's their first year, man. So I'm praying for them. I know they're gonna do good, but I hope that, of course, life after football, life after sports, gives them what they need.
Yes.
All right. 7:37 here on 88.7 KAZI. We're gonna talk about all kinds of stuff. It's only gonna be 75 degrees
Get
today,
loud.
man.
Hey.
Come on, son. I can handle that.
You ain't complaining though.
Nah, not a bit.
Oh, okay.
Not a bit.
Okay.
It's long sleeve. It's almost cuffing season, I guess.
Bring them out.
Okay, here we go. All right, let's mix here on the morning grind. 88.7 FM KAZI. 7:47. Your boy Jabari Warfield, Dap Dub, and Simply Courtney in the building. What up, fellas? What's going on?
Yeah.
I put it on, babe. I put it on. I'm still on that Big L, man, because either way, I'm gonna put it on.
True.
No
Big
matter
L?
how that week is gone, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put it on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm here for it.
You talking about LL or Big L?
Big L.
Big L, may he rest in peace. Dude.
Man.
Big L was a bad dude.
He could have gone
man.
down.
Yes, sir.
He could have been the greatest of all time.
He could have been a GOAT.
And it wouldn't have been, and everybody would have bowed out and said, "Yep, nah, he got it."
Yeah.
And we playing for number 2. Life ended prematurely.
Yeah, man.
Them
Yeah,
streets,
yeah.
man. Them streets is undefeated.
Yeah, yeah,
You
them
got to get out.
Them streets
Yeah.
is winning.
I'm
Them
trying to
streets
get
is
out
winning.
right now. I'm trying to get out the streets right now, man.
Uh,
I'll be out there, man, because I'm
Right.
be a world famous rapper.
Well, to get out of the streets, you gotta keep from going back to the streets, right?
Oh.
So leave.
Yeah, you gotta lead the street. You
Yeah.
gotta lead the
I
street.
gotta
gotta
leave
actually
forever.
leave.
Like
Yeah.
forever.
That's the only way you gonna get out, brother.
But what if I
Ever?
gotta like go pick up the mail or something like
See,
that? Can I
see,
go
he
back to
looking
the
for
streets
reasons to
man?
go back into the streets.
What if I gotta like if I'm trying to like help, like I gotta take a detour? And
Get a
go back?
runner. Get somebody to bring that to you.
Yeah, yeah. Hire
Hear that?
somebody.
Word.
Start reading books.
When you
Straight up.
become a world famous comic.
Curl
Straight
up
up.
in your little nook. You look like you need a bay window and a candle.
Man, that'd be
and
beautiful.
curl up with books. That's what you need to start doing. Get out them streets.
No
and
ebooks either. Just like real books.
curl up.
paperbacks.
And
Like
the
books.
Ain't you like 6'4"?
6'4" and a
Yeah,
half.
that's a ugly looking fetal position. Ain't it?
I'll take it though. Listen, I'll take curled up in fetal position in the nook. I like a nook.
In the nook.
Shout out to Nook, by the way. Nook Turner. Shout out to Nook Turner.
Hey,
Look
man.
at that
hey,
dude.
hey.
I'm from
Best.
Texas,
Man,
baby.
that dude turned that thing out, dude.
I haven't run into him. Unfortunately, every time I hear him and he comes to the station, it's the day I ain't here.
It's always.
Maybe he don't like me.
Maybe.
Or maybe
he's
they
avoiding
don't. They don't want me to run into him. Maybe like, hey man, we schedule you any day that Dapper D ain't there because
That's the Nook is hype. With you and Nook in the same atmosphere, man.
Oh.
That's a whole lot of energy.
Well, now I'm
That's
even
a
more
whole lot of
excited.
energy.
We need to pull that and make that happen.
I need to
on
pull up
on a Wednesday.
I
Yeah.
need to just storm the station.
Yeah.
Next time I hear him on,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just drop everything and come running in.
on game.
Yeah. Nook's that dude, man. Nook is that dude.
So I'm so curious.
Okay.
Yeah.
That song that was playing,
Music time.
I felt like it was so motivating. It makes me want to go jog or something. And was the original like "Move On Up"?
Okay, yeah,
something like that.
yeah. The Curtis Mayfield, "Move On Up,"
God.
the one that Kanye sampled.
Yes.
And the funny thing about that song is that's the tempo was slowed way down. If you ever hear the original,
That boy be going off. That part where it goes.
I don't know who the percussionist is on that, man, but when you hear the percussionist, it's like that brother needs a pay increase. Because I'm telling you, man, it's so precise just to hear the drums. You got to hear that song in its original form, "Moving On Up" by Curtis Mayfield, and just the percussion itself is crazy. He's probably one of the most underrated R&B artists out there. A lot of people who know who Curtis Mayfield is, will tell you that they're great, man. But he does not get. He gets love, but he doesn't get like a lot of love, like top 10 chart love. He's one of those folks like who made a lot of noise in the background and made such great music, man, for years. And,
so I got the name, and I bet you know. So the percussionist was Henry Gibson, master.
Okay.
Henry Gibson. Does that sound familiar?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We gonna have to find out about this brother, because he worked, and he's from Chicago. He worked in Chicago. He worked with Stan Getz, Ramsey Lewis, Jackie Wilson, Aretha Franklin. So he's done some things. We may have to play a couple more things.
True.
Henry
We may have to look him up, and he's probably one of these cats. Like, there's a lot of people behind the scenes that you don't know that kill it. And then that's like when y'all ask me questions about music, one of the things that fascinates me is the underrated players in the game, right? Like one of the people that one of the bands, there's a band called Toto. They're like the soft rock dudes, right? Right. They played on like maybe 50% of Michael Jackson's Thriller songs, right? But they've also done millions of other songs, and they play like hard rock, and then they do something like "Turn Your Love Around" by George Benson, and it's like y'all just it's fascinating to me, the amount of diversity, when you go in as a session musician, and you really don't get the kind of credit that you deserve.
I'm. You know what? You and I bet you and I know some more songs that he did. On my quick search, he played a lot of congas, and bongos, and you and I, with our interest in Musica Latina, I think we know some other stuff he's been on. So,
I'm sure.
Man, we're gonna have to find out. We're gonna have to dive into that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do deep dives, man. We're going to do deep dives. It's 88.7 FM KAZI. Well, let's go ahead and welcome one of our guests this morning. He is a very, very familiar voice to the voice of Austin. Been here for doing his thing here on the radio on 88.7 KAZI, and he's got a very special event to talk about this morning, and glad to have him in the building on this side of the microphone.
Yeah.
Just say hello to Mr. Kenneth Thompson. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Austin, Texas.
Welcome in.
Yes.
What's good, sir? How you doing?
I am doing I like to tell folks I'm doing as good as I look, so I'm doing good.
I'm gonna steal that one.
It is an impressive beard.
I
would love.
I've been thinking about trying to grow mine, because you see I got the salt and pepper happening over here, right? And I'm like, okay, do I grow it? Do I cut it? What do I do?
Let me just tell you something. See, I went through the salt and pepper. See, this is now called platinum.
All right.
So as you get a little older, you start thinking about what does it take to make platinum. And you think about as you live this thing, the pressure, how you work with earth, and your earth tones and all this thing. So no, I call it platinum. I think it's high dollar stuff.
Platinum is it platinum or platinum plus? It could be platinum plus.
Yeah, I hear you. No objections on this end on that one.
My brother came in. She said, "This is luxury and prestige right here."
Well,
or you could call it platinum.
Exactly. Well, you got to show it in order for you to show everybody else love. The first person you got to love is on yourself.
Yep.
That's where it starts.
That is so, you said something that is so powerful, and I'm hoping that our young people hear that.
Yes, sir.
Because if we need to make sure that our young people understand the value of who they are, right? Because if they don't understand the value of who they are, then someone takes it away, and then they sometimes end up throwing their lives away trying to find value in something when it's right in front of them, when it's within them. Yeah. So
sure.
That's a good point, brother.
Sure. Well, I would just keep it real. It's like there was a time where I tried to find value in other things, and the place I should have been looking as far as value was in the mirror.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I'm a perfect example of what you just said. So yes, whole new generation of folks coming up, find value in yourself, and to me, seek God. Seek God's will and wisdom, and talk to people who know God.
When I used to do the voice of Austin, one of the messages I've always wanted to make sure is that our children heard something positive about who they are, what they are, and what they can be.
Yes, sir.
And you was talking about your parents, right? But I would tell you that the role models that your dad, that your mom, and then Frank Garrett Jr. and all of this, those folks, man, they set a mark.
Yeah, they did.
A mark of self-appreciation, self-knowledge, self-determination, and it's up to us to see if to drink it, right, right, and then to give it back to our community in ways that uplifts our community.
Exactly. Drink it on the daily, and then and send it on to others. You know what I'm saying? Be a light to those once you are enlightened.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's really the reason why we came up with this the Central Texas Gospel, Jazz Festival.
Yes, sir. Talk about it. Talk about it.
When you think about those two genres, they belong to us.
Yes, sir.
When you think about those two genres, they belong to us, and if we are not careful, someone else will claim them. Because people have claimed a lot of things that we have created, and so we decided with the Central Texas Gospel Jazz Festival to integrate, two genres of music that are healthy, that are creative, and both are spiritual. Yeah. And then we want to do this. We're going to do this on November the 3rd at Republic Square. It is free to the public.
That's a big one right
absolutely. There. And so also we're going to do this it's on a Sunday. Yes, and sir. So we want you to bring your lawn chairs, those who still wear their Converse, you can put your Chuck,
put them Chuck Taylors on.
Put your Chuck Taylors on.
Yes, sir.
And come out and fellowship, with not only with just the music, but also with the people, and what we're trying to do with this also is find a healthy place for people, particularly black people, but people we're not inviting anyone, but I think a place where black people can be in a space where we can be okay, and enjoying our presence. I mean, there's at some point in this existence, you got to start enjoying who you are.
Yes, sir.
And the things that you have contributed to the fabric of this city. And so part of that also, this Central Texas Jazz Festival is contributing to the fabric of the city that we have made, and that it's going to always be a part of who we are, you know. And so sometimes we have to make them recognize that we still have value.
Yes, exactly. There was a time when gospel and jazz, back in the day, if you either, it was either one or the other. you couldn't combine the two. But I think that it's such a, I don't know if I worked with a gentleman named Ron Brown, who was from Austin. Ron and I worked together for 13 years. I was blessed to be a part of his ministry and worked with his record label. And he brought those two genres together. I would dare I say almost perfectly, because he had a background as a jazz musician. He had a background, he played with Whitney Houston. He played with Stevie Wonder and Al Jarreau and Anita Baker. And then at a change in his life, he went to he went to a rough period where he had an addiction issue, and he came out of that and was a completely new person. Gave his life to Christ. Played everything he did with Christ. Turned down a gig with Babyface because it was like, okay, no, I got I have to stick with that. And I remember questioning that on him, like, okay, you really gonna turn down this gig? And he did. It was a touring gig. He didn't want to do it, but gospel jazz to me speaks so much to everything that we are, as you said, because that's our footing. That's where we've been in.
And what we have done here with this first edition of this the Central Texas the Central Austin Central City Jazz Festival, Gospel Jazz Festival, is the two artists. We got Christopher Spivey.
Yes.
And what I like about that is that's that Austin authenticity, right? And I mean that Austin vibe. And then also, as I talked to Christopher and I was telling him I was going to be here, I realized that him and his father and I have done work together many years ago. Wow. And then we bring in the dynamic voice of Pam Hart.
Yes.
Pamela Hart. Pam has what I call this sultry kind of voice when she sings. She's such a smooth singer. And then the other thing is that she brings others with her. So it's going to be her and her sextet. So there's going to be, that you may have someone break out in a instrumental component of the session also. But yeah, so what we're just trying to do, man, is find a good place
Yes.
for good people to have a good time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, Pam always does. She always brings a great band with her, and those guys are so fantastic. They're just blessed players.
And
They really
then
are.
in the history, you know, with the also the women in jazz, you know, she's been a part of that for 30
years.
30 years,
30 years, even before that.
Yeah, and then but also
Even before that.
creating and what she has also done with her in the space is created platforms for women, you know, to produce, to sing, to entertain, you know, and so that says something even more greater about who she is, because she has shared her platform
Yes,
with
sir.
others to give them an up. And see, the other thing we learned about this thing also, man, when we take the time to lift someone else up, we lift ourselves up also.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
We lift up. I mean, I just wish we understood that a little bit more. That's one of the reasons why at every time you see me, no matter where I'm at, and I see a black person, black brother, I speak to him.
That part.
Yeah.
I mean, I speak to him.
That part.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Now, he don't have to speak to me.
Nope.
Right.
But I speak to him, and I can remember speaking to a brother on HEB one time with his son, and he walked by, and his son grabbed him and said, "That man just spoke to you."
Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful.
You know,
That's
yeah,
powerful.
and I think we have to do that, because I think one of the things that society keeps trying to do to us, man, and they do it to us in so many different ways, is divide us.
Yep.
And
Right.
so
Yep.
if we walk by each other in the same boat, having the same struggles,
Right.
facing the same wind,
Yeah. Yeah. We
but sometimes we don't know how to say, "What's up? How you doing?" And sometimes that's the only thing that matters. Just because what you're doing is you recognizing somebody, and everybody needs to be recognized.
very
Yeah.
true. Very
And
true.
we definitely need to be recognized, because it feels like everybody else gets their day in the sun, but then when it comes to us, they villainize us. They make us look as if we're the most dangerous, super, whatever. And then when we see each other for a second, with me as a comic, when I see other black comics, I make a point to go out of my way to say what's up to them. Even if we ain't even on the same
Right
show,
on.
the same level, I'm gonna say what's up. I might do a head nod, I might do a gun point, whatever. But for us, I'm like, it's only but a handful of us. And I told one guy one day, I said, dude, it ain't but a handful of us. If we get into it, man, we just split the whole pool in half, you know?
And that's one of the reasons why we're doing this festival, man. I mean,
Nice.
really, just to bring people together. And I may even talk to this comic, because we may need some comic, voices down. We still working on some of the schedule. I mean, some of the entertainment lineup, right? You know, I mean, we got some places where we may be able to squeeze some folks in. And so I'll talk to the crew, and I'll give
That's that man. That man is
Yeah.
hustling.
yeah. And
This
so,
this
yeah.
this kid over here is hustling.
Yeah, yeah. And so
Straight
what
up.
we'll do, I mean,
Hello.
I'm going to tell you something. If you know my history, you will know me that I'm about my people.
Yeah.
I don't think I have any other choice, other than to be about my people. And it's not excluding anyone else. It's not excluding anyone else. It just says that I think that we are important, and so.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Other groups get to do that. We do it also, and it becomes a problem.
Look at-
How come nobody else can come and watch BET? Everybody can watch BET. It's public access. It's just we got black entertainment television.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And so
exactly.
we really want the community to come out to the Central City Jazz Festival, the Gospel Jazz Festival. I mean, we really do. We want kids to come. And we put it in a park so where kids is
Yep.
grassy, where they can run, they can play, and then they can see this big monstrosity, this city that's around them also, because a lot of our kids don't go downtown.
No.
And in fact, we want them to go downtown this way rather than going downtown another way.
Come on now.
Okay.
Right. You real close to that. one.
So, and this is an opportunity to give kids an experience, right? I mean, and I think one of the things that I have always have tried to do as a father is make sure that my kid has some experiences that can uplift him, that can provide some substance into who he is and to what he wants to be. And so I think this is another thing. It's a good opportunity for family to come out also.
Exactly.
So bring your, I'd say, bring those lawn chairs, and if you got a blanket,
Hey.
you can do it all at this the Gospel Jazz Festival.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, no, we're looking for it. You know, and it's from 2 to 5.
Yep.
Right?
Okay.
So I like to say, and I said, you know, you can go to church, you know, come on, and you know, like I said, we're gonna have a couple of food trucks down there, but we're gonna start it off with Pam, so therefore you can do a little sinning.
Yeah,
And
man.
then we're going to have Christopher come back and do a little gospel, so then you can ask the Lord for forgiveness.
I'm always asking Lord for forgiveness.
But if you shake it the wrong way, if Pam make you step the wrong way, you can come back and say, Lord, forgive me. You know, and so
It's not Pam alone. She's going to be joined by pianist Ryan D. Howard.
Yes.
Yeah, Ryan Howard's a bad boy.
Bassist Jeremy George.
Yes.
We were talking drummers. Drummer Charles Phillips.
Yep, Mr. Swift.
Trombonist Andre Hayward.
Let's
Yep.
go.
And
Bad boy.
guitarist Ivan Wallace.
I'm going to tell you something. I look forward to seeing those brothers because the first thing I'm going to do with each one of them is hug them.
Hey,
Nice.
hey.
And I'm going to hug them because see, I know them, right? And seeing as we were talking about this platinum, right?
Yeah.
It is absolutely heartwarming for me to see that next generation coming up
Yeah.
and doing something. And if I can help create a platform for them to do their thing and let others have access to them, that's great. When you know, so all of those brothers' names that you know that you named,
Yeah.
I've had some experience with them in this lifetime, and so I look forward. You know, I knew they was part of her group, but when you named them,
Yeah.
it registered, and I look forward to hugging all of those brothers and telling them right on because they all have done good things and they continue to do good things, and why not appreciate them?
For those who may not know, though, could you describe Pam's vocal style?
Ooh, I would say
Blazing fire.
smooth, sultry,
Okay.
has a sex appeal to
Hey,
it. I mean, she I think her voice glides.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Her voice glides from note to note, where you know. I mean, and so and her voice is inviting.
Okay.
And her voice is inviting. So therefore, you get to be a part of the groove. You know, and so and I think also she has a personal voice. I think she has a personal voice. And then I think when we think about my brother Christopher Spivey, you know, I mean, Chris, you know, is, you know, he's dynamic in his voice and his texture of his voice, right? And when he gets behind that organ, you know, that piano, you know, he can do some Sunday things with it also, you know. And so no, this is something that we thought about, you know, for a minute, and we are thankful for the Downtown Austin Alliance.
Yes.
That says, hey, they're going to help us sponsor this thing. And then also, hopefully, you know, again, we can do more of this. And in fact, maybe next year we do this and we find ways to integrate the voice of Austin, KAZI radio, to the whole groove also, you know, because many of the artists that we talk about, you know, a lot of them have come through here or been played here, you know, and this has been a starting place for a lot of folks. And, you know, so I am honored that I get a chance to come back and have this conversation on The Voice about this project, you know. Yeah.
This event is going to leave a lasting impression. I mean, I'm just excited, and you know, you said it eloquently, brother. But I'm bringing the kids, but I'm gonna tell them to get lost. He said, you know, they can sit there, they could play, they can enjoy. I'm like, y'all go, be gone.
Yeah, it's a fan. Yeah, very, very few times that we get a chance to really do that.
Yeah.
I can't remember an event where it's like, okay, you can bring everybody, and the kids are going to be cool. You're going to be cool. You're going to be able to enjoy all of that
At zero cost.
at no cost.
At no
And
cost.
Yeah,
that.
cost you a little gas,
Yeah,
and there's a
yeah.
food truck because you know after church, that's where we going.
In
we
fact,
trying to
in
eat.
fact, the brother, one of the brothers that's going to be there is the Smoking Shack. Yeah. So, and one of the things you can see with some degree of intentionality, man, we said, you know, let's keep this as black as possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with nothing wrong with that, you
Nope.
know? Because there's some things that happens where we are not there.
Yeah.
And so we are going to be there, and we want everybody else to come and share this moment with us also.
You are intentionally cultivating an experience. And so if we want people to come out and have that black experience, brother, you done did it.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, and so and then again, and then this is about our community, and I don't really know anymore what community is to some degree, right? But I think when we get together, we can be community.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think this is a space and the time it's non-political. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
this is about celebrating, we're going to be outdoors, the freshness of the air, I mean, there's some good things that should happen with this event.
Definitely going to be a good thing. Give us all the info one more time, Mr. Kenneth Thompson.
We're
sir.
going to do this. We're going to do this November the 3rd at Republic Square Park at 2 o'clock, starting at 2 p.m., right? And you got, like I said, you got the lovely Pam Hart.
Yes, sir.
Let's say Pamela Hart. Give it a
Hart. Call her Pamela Hart. You call her Pam when you just hanging with her. But Pamela Hart.
Give it a whole thing, Pamela Hart, right?
So we can say the Pamela Hart Sextet.
There you go.
There you go.
Because you said you're bringing them. I listed off the names.
Yes, absolutely.
You said them brothers bringing fire.
They are fire.
Not only they bring fire, man, they bring this experience, man. They bring this joy about why they do what they do. That's right. And then Christopher Spivey, what he will bring also the gospel component to this thing, to where we kind of know that gospel has always been a baseline for us.
Oh, yeah.
And so we can, so we still can be in God's purview.
Yes, sir.
Listening to Chris. And so and anyone who, again, we invite all of Austin out.
Amen to that. Sounds
all
good,
of Austin
man.
out, my brothers.
Sounds good, man. It's good to see you, man. Good to have you in here.
I tell folks it's good to be seen.
Well, Prince said that, blew my mind one time. They were interviewing Prince. He said it's good to see you. He said it's good to be seen. In that old deep voice, it's good to be seen. It's like, what in the world?
It is good to be seen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Brother Kenneth Thompson, thank you so much for coming through, man.
Hey, man, and thank y'all for what y'all do, man. Thank you,
you.
man. I mean, because this is the one of the oldest stations in this city.
Yes, sir.
And it's one that has been cultivated, created for our voices and our experiences. And so I am honored that you guys are still pushing it, right? Yes.
That was the plan.
Yes.
That was what Doc
Black.
said we need to do.
That's what
Black.
I think it was a brother named Doc Warfield. I think I remember him. I remember him clearly. Yeah, and his presence about giving and serving.
Yes, sir.
Was two components of his DNA. That
Yes, sir.
I'm glad that I was able to be in his presence, and some of those things I was able to take in myself, my brother.
Nice.
Dude,
Very good. Very
You
good.
have a good voice.
Yeah, he should be on radio. What
I'm
do you
just,
think?
I'm just like listening to you talk, and I was like, man, you could like read off a menu, and it would sound dope.
You are kind, my brother. And I used to do this thing before it was the ground. We used to do it to call it the wake up call. So
I
Yes,
see.
sir.
I hear it.
Yeah, the
I
voice,
get it.
the voice.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. But thank you so kindly.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure I get your information.
Yes,
before
sir,
I
we'll
go.
do that.
Yes.
Take this cat with you, man.
Yeah,
Seriously,
yeah.
take
Let's
this
see if
cat
we
with
can
you.
make
Wait, why did I just take that?
Yeah.
Take that.
Take that
Yeah,
upside
yeah,
down. No, did
take
it?
that.
It came out.
No, take that info. Take that info with you.
Not take that. Take that. Take that.
Yeah, that's what
I
we
just
do.
did it because it felt natural, and I'm like, now I gotta take that part of my brain out. Yeah, y'all didn't hear anything, radio people.
I hear you. All
No, we
right.
didn't.
Hey, and I would just say to the listener, hey, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned to the voice. The
Yeah.
voice of Austin.
Yes, sir.
Hey, ZI Radio 88.7
Whoa.
FM.
Come on, son. What?
We gotta clip that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously.
We
Yeah,
gonna
gotta
steal
cut
that, brother.
Yeah.
That was easy.
At least I told him to his face we gonna steal it.
Yeah. If you told him behind his back, then he'd be back here next. He'd be back here next Wednesday looking for all of us.
I hear you.
Kenneth Thompson's in the building. Thank you, my brother. God
much-
bless you, man. Appreciate it.
Right on.
All right, we'll talk to you. Talk to you in a little bit. All right, let's take a break. We'll be FM KAZI USHER RAYMOND.
That boy put it down, didn't he?
Man, he came in here and blazed 2 nights worth
nights.
of just pure entertainment.
On skates.
Yeah,
At one point, he was on skates, ladies and gentlemen.
come on, son.
Do you understand? I almost fell walking into this place today. This man was singing, dancing, styling, profiling on
And skate.
skates.
On skate. I was wondering if Gary Clark Jr. was gonna roll out on skates on the guitar. That'd have been dope. All right, he came out there looking like a Jedi Knight.
Yeah.
and did his thing. But yeah, can you imagine Gary rolling up there on skates?
That's dangerous.
with his guitar. I'm sure he wouldn't do that.
I would
That'd
not
have
have.
been cool.
If I was his agent or his manager, I would have not signed off on that. I was like, no, sir, you will do no such thing.
You want to do what?
Yeah,
That's what you
excuse
said
me?
to him.
Don't you just want to just? How about you just
Just
do
play.
50% of that
Exactly.
and just play and stand.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, that song, dude, I was telling Dap, I said, you ever have a woman make you mad enough to sing that? You ain't gotta call. It's okay, girl. I don't do it justice, but I felt like he did what was needed on that, man. He was going through it.
Yes.
He was all emotional and stuff. And then he got a phone call from a person we won't name on air because he's going through it. And he got out there. He had Hillies on. He was in the Escalade. Bump, bump, bump.
Yep.
How many of us did that? I did. I definitely had some homies in the car, and we was doing the bump on beat. That didn't sound right.
Yeah.
We was
No
jumping
Diddy.
on beat. Let's call it like that. Jesus, no Diddy. Okay, I said his name already. You ain't
Yeah,
got to
man.
call
Oh,
that.
my God.
You ain't got to call. It's okay.
You gonna be all right?
The rest of the world can go ahead and bless off, swear off
Right.
the catalog. Nah, man, I'm
You
still
can't.
riding. That we talk about music
Music.
from great times for me, and I can't go back. I can't go back and erase those valuable moments that I had. This the soundtrack of my life.
You can't
so,
treat it like cable television
no,
and like
I
because we don't
separate
have
the art and the person.
we haven't approved this music to be played, so we're gonna like we're gonna dub it over and play some
I
generic
good.
music.
I mean, listen, man. I ain't the militant brother,
I feel you.
but for those that are militants, I mean, what they doing? I mean, we're gonna boycott the fashion industry.
Gone.
So what kind of clothes you wearing?
Burlap
I'll
sacks.
never wear cotton because
Nope.
of what it did to my
Man,
people.
talk about it.
look,
Okay.
there's always something that you can go die on a hill for.
Right.
Music ain't gonna be the one for me.
I said that to a friend last night. I said there's so much good music out there that at this point I don't even go into the background of the music. I just be listening to it.
Yeah.
They be like, yo, man, this was back when such and such. Man, I didn't know that.
Look,
But I'm listening
when
to
it
the
comes
song.
to what we're going through right now with dating, when this first popped, remember I said, just because you have all the money doesn't mean you have to live that life. Because
True.
remember, we had a caller that was like, hey, well, every time a black man gets money like this, they want to bring him down. And what did I say? Well, black man got the money. You know how they're going to treat you.
Yeah.
You ain't got to do that stuff.
Straight up.
And so it comes now to the same thing. I separate the art from the person, and that's all I could do. Because at the end of the day, of the three of us in this studio right now, what we doing listening to any kind of hardcore rap that's talking about busting a gat, turning it sideways? I got 3 O's on speed dial. I mean,
Okay,
what we
okay.
doing, fellas?
Dang.
But
That's
it's
a good point.
It's to a catchy beat,
Yeah.
and we like it.
That's
now,
a good point.
I mean, so we could boycott it, but your foot gonna be tapping.
No, man, I'm still my playlist. Nothing has changed in any of my playlists.
No.
Like it's all there. I have videos up right now, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know I used that." Well, I guess that video still there. It's still there. But now I do listen to that gun busting stuff every now
Yeah.
and then. I have to because like every once in a while it come on, and like my son, he listens to that stuff.
Right.
And so I be listening to what he be listening to because I be forgetting to change the Spotify.
Yeah.
So some of that stuff be coming on, and all of a sudden I got a what do they call it? Not a what is it? A ski mask on and stuff.
Yeah.
I just
Right.
put one on just so I can fit in.
I mean, if MOP, I know we got somebody.
Yeah.
If Annie Up by MOP don't make you want to go for a jog and start sprinting, then okay. Okay. But then when it comes to me, if I'm out for a jog, which
Right.
ain't happening too much these days, but if I'm out for a jog and that song comes on, you going to think I stole something.
I was gonna say I thought
Yeah.
you about to go for a jog and then just run into somebody's house. That's what I thought you was gonna
See, that's
say.
where you went.
That's where I want to
Come
do.
on, Diddy. It's just music.
Jack that food.
Diddy, it's just music. You ain't
get
got to
this-
actually go do it.
Let's get this wonderful person that's on
Yeah,
the
let's
phone.
get- yeah,
How you doing, caller? What's up?
Good morning, Carl.
Hey, good morning to my boy, the legend. What's happening, man?
What's good, Mr. Hollins? How you doing, sir?
Hey, man, today's my birthday. I'm feeling blessed. I'm feeling highly favored.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
man, and just say good morning. Like what y'all talking about. I want to get back to what y'all talking about, some stuff earlier about these streets. Nah, man, these streets are dead. Get off these streets, brother.
You right.
Yeah.
This ain't what's happening no more.
You right.
You
Yeah.
get on that side of the street, you better get on the internet street.
Yes, sir. Get out them streets.
But
yeah.
hey, man, you know, and then also about what Kenneth Thompson talking about. Hey, man, the way you get elevated, man, is that you make an elevator and elevate somebody else, man.
Yes,
That way
sir.
God can elevate you
Yeah.
and put you on top of
What?
what you doing.
What?
And see, that's the problem with my people, our people. Hey, man, we don't give props to those that deserve props, man. Like giving flowers before you go to the funeral home.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
man, look, I'm gonna give all three of you brothers your flowers. And Dapper D,
Yes.
you was missing in action a couple weeks ago, and you wasn't telling nobody about it. So what's happening?
Hey, I'm international, Playboy. I got to get out there. I was up in New York City needed me to. Hey, that's the media capital right there. So I had to, but got to make some moves here and there. You know, I got to make some moves here and there. And you know what? I couldn't let them know because Simply Courtney would have made it awkward. He would have asked to have gone with me, and I didn't want to take him. So I just had to make the move.
Well, hey, I understand, man. Now, Simply Courtney,
Yeah.
you still the sheriff, and you 6'4", and when you go there, be no more. So
I'm just
we got to
saying.
recognize that, man.
Yeah, they won't, sir. They won't even respect me being the sheriff. Like I told people, listen, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna do the press conference,
No.
and then I am going to leave. And then when all the action happens, I come after the action has been cleared out.
That's right.
See, my
That's
job
right,
ain't to
man.
get hit. If I get hit, how am I gonna do my job?
No.
What do I look like getting hit?
For real.
Nothing. Thank you.
Austin, Texas, recognize.
Mr. Hollins, if you elect this Bernie Fife 2024 copy, and you know you get that reference. I know I done lost some young heads right there, but if you elect this Bernie Fife, you better get off these airways before you get people excited about this dude.
Well, Dapper D, we not electing him, we appointing him. That's the
Oh,
difference.
that's even worse. No, I want a fair and equitable process to this. I want to see who the other candidates are. Don't do that.
We ain't worried about the
No,
other candidates, man.
we're not even doing that, man. Simply Courtney, he's 6'4". There will be no more.
See, I'm putting that on a shirt and a bumper sticker right now. Bumper sticker shirt.
And another thing that I'm gonna get off this about this P. Diddy stuff. Now, you know, I know it's supposed to be in America. You are innocent until proven guilty, not the other way around the way they've been doing.
Right.
My thing is, you know, it's like a plant, man. You know, you got the seed, then you got the root, then you got the branches, then you got the fruit. Look, man, leave the branches and the fruit alone. Even if they're guilty, hey, man, they not the cause. They just a symptom of the cause, man. Go after them guys that you know, look, Hugh Hefner. Ain't nothing said bad about Hugh Hefner. He was glorified.
All right
Yes,
now.
he was. Yes, he was. And rich.
Rich and stay rich.
Only problem is now we got the internet and media where we can see all this stuff. Stuff ain't new.
Hey,
Stuff ain't new at all.
so here's the thing. I want to say to your point, we are talking historical context. See, we are too close to these actions. As I just said, it's the story. It's the soundtrack to my life. His actions, those beliefs of those that have made music. Look, these things will evolve over time, and we will have different interpretations about their behavior. And then again, that's going to vary based on a perspective. But right now, where I'm at, now I can't separate. I can't. I have to separate the music from the artist. I have to.
Totally understand, but I'm gonna give you a movie. My office hours are from 8 to 5.
Yes, sir. Now,
It's been acted out true to life, man.
yeah, it has. You're correct.
No,
man.
this stuff isn't new. This stuff isn't new.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, brother's sick. If the brother's guilty, the brother's sick.
I feel you
Yeah.
on that.
Brother need help.
Yes.
And that's what we miss it at, man, with our people.
Yeah.
We got all these millions of dollars. I'm tell you something, man. I can always walk the straight and narrow. And I've had to spend some time at that hotel for about 9 months.
Right.
Flag on my wrist.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Let me tell you something. I did not realize how rich I was, all the so-called money I made when I got behind bars. The people talk, yeah, man, they talking about you rich. I'm like, well, where was I at when I was rich?
Right.
A lot of times, man, we hear this stuff, we hear out of the media, and you got to verify that stuff. I know too many people go in the bank and say, hey, man, is P. Diddy really this rich?
Right. Exactly.
So, I'm not saying he's not. But, hey, man, from my little part of that stuff I was in, hey, man, it's all, man, you just know what problems I had having to explain my family. I don't believe that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they put in papers.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because they didn't flash. No, go ahead.
I'll fight for world title catch. I'll fight for world title catch in the city, bro. Come on, man.
Man, come on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I know that because I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. Yeah, no, you're right, Jay, because it's like, both them houses and all the stuff that everybody's been flashing all into the media. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens, man. You know, I think his trial is coming up next year. I think it's May of 2025.
They're saying as of now they're thinking of May of 2025, but there are still more things that could come out in the discovery that could potentially push it back. And there's a lot of speculation that there are actually more things there because when they take you to trial, that's the initial date that they set, but they oftentimes things get pushed back and get delayed. And so they said don't be surprised if it isn't until the end of next year that he goes.
Well, Sheriff, look, they got an 800 number you can call that if you had any type of dealing with Diddy, you can get on that class action lawsuit thing.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember. I haven't went to one of them parties.
Yeah, yo, you and me both. I ain't lying. We all went to one.
Diddy party.
Man, y'all have a blessed. Y'all have a blessed day, man. And keep on doing it. We're going to keep it locked to 11.7, man.
Happy
I
birthday.
appreciate y'all, man. Happy birthday, man.
Now, if you have any questions
brother.
about your royalties, my office hours are from 9 to 5. That brother hit us with that.
Now, tell me again. Let me tell you one more time before we go to break. My office hours are from 9 to 5. Wednesday edition of the Morning Grind. Don't forget, later on tonight, be sure to join your boy for Jazz and Other Vibes, where I bring you smooth jazz and R&B from today and back in the day. Join me for some really cool stuff. Also I'm in a Rod Temperton kind of mood.
Hey.
Okay, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because Rod just celebrated we celebrated a birthday, his heavenly birthday, I would say.
Yeah.
And man, he gave us so much great music. So I think I'm just gonna include some Rod Temperton tonight, along with all of the cool jazz that I put out a little later on tonight. So be sure to join us for that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I tell you what. Should we take a phone call? Let's
Let's see what they talk about.
Let's see what's called. Let's see what's
Hello,
what's
phone
hit
person.
Oh,
Bye,
come on,
phone
man.
person.
How you gonna get stage fright?
Hello,
had
goodbye, phone person.
my bad. I forgot what I was gonna talk about.
You know what? Never mind. That's the kind of call it was.
Nah, I'm good.
I'm good. Call.
that was probably on me. I'll take that.
Yo,
one. I'll take that
something had happened, and I want to know what y'all's thoughts are.
Okay.
Y'all heard of the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's at a game. He's on the bench, and mid-game, he holds up his phone and he scans the QR code that's on the Jumbotron on the big screen for everybody for free wings after the game.
He's crazy.
Because the team he was playing against, the Pelicans, missed 2 free throws.
Yeah.
Is he wrong?
No.
He
I
said,
like stuff
while
like
I'm
that.
in town, let me go get some free wings because
I
they giving out
love
to everybody.
Stuff like that.
Now,
That is dope.
Now, does that prevent anybody else from getting any wings?
No, sir.
Okay, then he's good.
But he a millionaire though, Jabari.
Yeah, that's true. He could buy some folks. Okay, let's just put it like this: they get the wings. He could buy some drinks or some fries to go along with it.
Yeah.
And pick that up.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Okay,
I
all right.
think that'd be a good gesture. But yeah, get a brother's free wings. Why not?
Yo, that's hilarious.
Yeah, it
man.
is. That's pretty wild. That's pretty wild. All right, let's go to the phone. Good morning, caller. What's happening?
Good morning. How y'all doing this morning?
We good. Speak up just a little bit more. I think we want to get your voice in there.
I was so glad to turn my radio on and hear 3 Christians on the air this morning.
Yes, sir. We trying. We trying to live right.
I mean,
God don't make no mistake.
No.
Amen to that.
On this P. Diddy stuff, God counts every tear that you make somebody cry. And he put it back on you. he did it and made so many people cry. It's enough to make a lake.
Wow.
You know, it's just sad, you know, that we have to have a brother in this position that have done so much wrong. And it don't have to be waiting for the judge to decide what he done or give him right. When you leave as much evidence that he left, it ain't nothing the judge can do but shake his head.
That's true.
You know, and it's just one of them things that he's just gonna have to bear and accept the consequence. And we all, you know, loved him and like his music and stuff, but he just didn't do right. Money make you do crazy things. That's why I'm going in the bank right now and deposit $3 I got. And
I know that's right.
And that's somebody trying to chase me down.
I feel you. I think you know what it is. It's possible. It's
reap what you sow.
That's true. I think it's possible. Honestly, I think what he has, some of the things he's done, I'm sure it is part of, you know, who he is and how he grew up and how he views things. But again, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again, the power that he has to do some of the things that, you know, of course, we've all seen stuff on video, and there's been hundreds of stories. I'm sure if you talk to hundreds of people that have known him, they will tell you certain stories, you know, security, other artists, you know, people who know him. There's been a lot of stuff he's gotten away with. But again, when you do something, anybody else that does that is going to jail. You going to jail, you losing jobs, you losing family. Anybody else that does that is they gonna be out. But for him, he's been able to do it. He's been able to get away with it for a long time. And I think, again, and I say this, is that the only time you have that kind of power is if somebody gives it to you.
Yeah, sometimes it takes too long for the court to make a decision. Because, see, I got 4 daughters. And if that would have happened to and one of my daughters, I would have been the judge. You know,
you judge, jury, and judge and jury.
I also know she didn't have no business being there, you know. But still, this cause she's there, you don't have no business taking advantage of her. So,
yep.
Y'all have a nice day, cause I gotta get in this bank, put this $3 in for that check.
Go and get that $3 in there, man.
Can't get that overdraft.
Yeah, get that $3 in there.
I have to make sure I was hearing him right.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Man, that overdraft will take out more than he about to put in.
Man, you got
for real.
You got to stay above water.
Well, so I'm gonna be honest, and I'm not making light of the thing, but I'm just going off what I heard. At first, I thought he said I got $3, and then next he said I got $4. I said, did he just find $1 on air?
Yeah.
And I realized he was saying
$4. Yeah.
But yeah, I feel that. I think sometimes, you know, it takes a minute for the justice to catch up to you.
Yeah.
But life will do that for you.
Well, the way he started it, it had me thinking about. He started with the 3 Christians, right? Mm-hmm. Think of all the people in the Bible and all the atrocities they did, and yet they were forgiven.
True.
And so it's not about what he has done; it's about where he can end up at the end of the day. Because who are we to judge? Any of us.
That's true.
If you're a believer. If you're not a believer, I ain't talking to you. But there's a lot of believers out there that done cut this dude off.
Right.
Like, he ain't going to have a chance. Who is the worst person of all time? Satan? But God still let him live. I mean, what are we talking about?
Right.
So,
at some point, he's going to have to endure some punishment. He's going to have to deal with some get back.
Yes.
There's no question. And I was actually thinking to myself, okay, what would happen? Does he lose money?
Yeah.
Does he lose connect? I don't see him being homeless.
No.
I don't see that.
No.
I see people that probably may still do business with him. Not quite sure who that might be, but he's got 3 houses on 3 different coasts. And a lot of stuff that's happened that people know about. There's probably thousands of stories that, since 95, I'd say 92, 93, when he got into the business, that thousands of stories that people who are here and people who have passed that know. And it's like, okay, It's such a hard thing, and we're so focused on him, but there's a root to this tree.
Yeah.
There's a root. There's probably a few roots to this tree.
Yeah.
There's probably a few trees to this tree. Okay, so it's again his case happens in May of 2025. His lawyers actually are trying to get
Speedy trial.
well, they're trying to get prosecutors to disclose the names of his accusers. They're trying to get the judge. They're saying that I'm reading this as a quote from CNN. The lawyers are basically saying they want prosecutors to disclose the names of his accusers, telling the judge overseeing his sex trafficking case that the government is, quote, unfairly forcing the music producer to, quote, play a guessing game as the defense prepares for trial. Just a little bit more. His latest request, Combs' latest request, comes amid a surge of new civil accusers who have come forward in lawsuits after he was arrested and indicted last month on 3 criminal charges. And it looks like his trial is set again for May of 2025. So it's 2025 is going to be an interesting year. Okay. Because we're talking Project 2025, which is, of course, everybody's talking about
Scary.
that. Yeah, scary stuff,
But
man.
did they read it? The whole thing?
No. I let TikTok tell me what I need to be scared
All right.
of.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
just
Get your
saying.
information
And
from
it
TikTok,
did
sir.
its job. I
Yes.
am terrified.
Yo, I got to ask y'all a question.
All right.
Sir.
All the New Yorkers, we talking about New York before, and I had a blast, by the way. All the
Nice.
New Yorkers jumping on the New York Liberty bandwagon because they're in the WNBA finals.
Okay.
And the potential victory if they do it, because the Knicks and the Brooklyn Nets haven't won anything. Y'all all right with it? What are your thoughts on people jumping on bandwagons? You know, Fat Joe showing up, Spike Lee pulling up.
Right.
But you ain't never seen them before. The ladies get to the finals and everybody's showing up.
Everybody's
What are
showing
y'all
up.
thoughts on that?
I'm kind of good with that. I think.
Oh.
Well, here's the thing. I'll go ahead and put it out there. When the Detroit Lions were doing that thing,
Yeah.
and I was like, man, my folks are from Detroit, right?
Okay,
My mom's
okay.
from Detroit. Grandpa is from Detroit. Still got family there. And I was like, man, the Lions are coming up.
Yes.
Now I didn't want to be like one of these, fair weather, fans. Like, oh yes, I've always been for Detroit. I haven't always been for Detroit. Everybody that watched the Detroit Lions knew that their seasons were gonna suck. That was just a given. Okay, but when they started doing that thing, I was like, wow, look at the Lions. Now I was like, okay, maybe I need to go out and give me a jersey and just kind of rock with the Lions. I've always loved Barry Sanders. I thought Barry Sanders, he was the baddest cat on
We
2 feet.
all did.
Yes, sir. So would I be one of those fair weather fans, if I was rocking the Detroit Lions jersey? And I was like, to me, I have a connection to the city. If I didn't have a connection to the city and the state, I would probably say, yeah, I'm being fair weather. But seeing the Lions come up, I'll take that. Take that.
That was really good.
Thank you.
Yo,
No, Diddy.
okay. Y'all know that Travis Kelce, star tight end for Kansas City, is now with Taylor Swift. We got that, right?
Right.
Well, his ex is coming out, and she's still getting a little love. But what she was referring to everybody was about, hey, part of the reason that we not together is because he wanted to go 50-50 on stuff. Look at me, she says. I'm too fine to be going 50-50. Well, she's also too single now because she ain't with your boy, and he leveled up to a billionaire. Yo, y'all okay with 50-50? Like, would you want to do 50-50 with a lady? Especially if she said 50-50, but would you offer 50-50? What are y'all's takes on that?
It depends on what we're talking about, man. Like, if we're talking about, I don't know,
A meal.
bills and stuff. Oh, a meal?
Yeah.
Man, if it's necessary, yeah. But I think if you can do it, and I think me as a dude, I'm not necessarily saying I'm an old school guy, but I am okay with buying and paying for everything when I can. If I can't do it, if you got something you can take care of it, I'm cool with that too.
Yeah.
But I'm okay with covering it. Now, I'm also okay with being treated as well. And I'd love for my lady to say, hey, I bought you this because I know you like it. And I'm like, what? Me? Like, okay.
Wait, you
I'm finna
lose
tie it
your
in.
breath like that
I
too?
do. Watch this. I'm going to tie in your first question too. Watch me tie in your first question. Watch this. You know how you talk about fair weather fans and stuff like that?
Yes, sir.
Watch me. Man, I would never wear no dang red, white, and blue felines. Man, if my woman brought me, she said, you know what? I just want to give you a pair of shoes because I love you and I think you're cute.
Wow.
And she brought me some red, white, and blue felines.
Yeah.
What you think I'm wearing tomorrow?
You're gonna be feline up.
Yeah, and I'm proud of them, and I'm gonna develop a love and an admiration for those shoes, not because of what they look like, but because of what they mean. And so for me, when it comes to people being fair weather stuff, all that stuff, if all of a sudden you're interested in something,
Yeah.
that's how our interests work.
Okay,
If
sure.
all of a sudden you like, let me politically correct it, large backside Latina women. If you, did I say it right? Am I still?
yeah,
with it?
Yeah, I
You're still
think
good.
you still. I
If
think
you
can
all
still
of a
come-
sudden like that because you just now saw that exists, that's what you like now. That's just how it goes. And so I think that it's okay to be fair weather fans with the New York Liberty or large backsided Latina women or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm saying too much.
Even by the pecans is getting touched.
Come on, man.
Ice cream truck. Tear it up.
Right.
So, Jabari.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to this 50-50, there comes a point where, see, a lot of brothers, especially, she fine. If no one knows her, she fine as all get out.
Right.
So what do? You shoot your shot and you aim high that first date, right? But a lot of brothers put themselves in a bad place because where do you go from there? You either got to keep building on it.
Yep.
It's hard to take it back when you do that for these fire girls.
Right.
And so he just got to a point where he's like, man, I can't keep going up.
No.
So if you want to keep going up, we got to go 50-50. And then that's when she said, I'm not down for that. So then why you want it if it's coming out of mine, but you don't want to put in on it?
Right.
So that's that. I'm just kind of curious on your thoughts because now he's with Taylor, and there's a lot of stuff that he ain't got to pay for because she got it.
Of course,
Baby boo, I got it. So you said felines.
Getting
You can't get
flued
the
out.
felines. She say to you, Simply Courtney, she say to you, I'm not only getting you the felines, I got to get you the whole tracksuit.
She probably got him some stock options.
See, there you go. Nothing says
love.
nothing says love like stock options. There it is. Period.
Future residual.
I think that here's the thing. For me, it's a blessing to be able to just go out, throw down, have fun, throw down a card, and take care of all of that, right? Sometimes, in certain situations, sometimes you can do that. Sometimes you can't. I think it depends on the person that you're with. If they're the kind of person that expects you to, and that's who, that's kind of how they got you. Like, okay, yeah, I know he's gonna pay for it, then I'm good. Or, they don't want to go half. Then at some point, you probably got the wrong person.
Yeah.
I think if you got somebody who just recognizes that the good time is not, there's no necessarily any financial limit you can put on that. But at some point, yeah, you're going to say, okay, we need to come up. That's a plan. That's a plan for a relationship. That's a plan for a relationship that says, okay, this is where I am. This is what I'm going to do. I want to buy. I want to invest. Not buy. I want to invest in something that's going to appreciate. And in order for me to do that, I need to kind of cut back on how much we're throwing down. Now, that's not only on him, that's on her. Again, if you're in a relationship and you're doing that, it's one thing. Now, if you're just dating and you just want to ball out, then cool. But if you're building a relationship, at some point, there's a financial aspect as well that you also have to look at. And if she's cool with you, she's going to be like, okay, yes, I see where you're going. I see where you want to take us. Not just me. I see where you want to take us.
So it keeps her in the news. That's
Right.
why she can keep talking about it.
Sure.
She's catching notoriety off of her failed relationship. Not many of us get that. Normally, you don't want to talk about it, right? 'Cause-
That's so.
but
That's
people
facts,
are still
man.
booking her and want to
That's
hear
facts.
from her.
Right.
So she need to be thanking Taylor.
She
because
doing
her
her
money
I,
right.
she
because
doing
of
a
that.
I Hit It First tour.
Yeah, basically.
Getting her Ray J
Yeah,
on.
yeah, basically.
I hit it, I
Well-
hit
well
it, I
done,
hit
Time
it
out.
first.
Time
Yeah,
out.
no,
Oh
Simply
my
Courtney,
God.
he was quick with that.
He dropped
come
bombs.
in. I
son.
come in every now and
You
then.
are legit. Hey, I wanna as a football player up here,
Yeah.
college football player, I wanna ask you if this is a deal that you would take. Kendrick Perkins of Oklahoma City
Heard
NBA fame is linking up with a Wall Street investor named Chris Ricciardi, and they co-founded Nilly. A company that offers college athletes cash advances in exchange for exclusive rights to their name, image, and likeness for 7 years.
That's a long time.
You signing that deal?
No. And I saw a little bit of that. Just I think it's 20,000 or something, as low as 20,000 or something like that.
Yes, sir.
Man, a lot can happen in 7 years. Now, I'll tell you this: if I'm in that position where I know for a fact, like let's say, I know I ain't finna play no more. and I know that chances are I'm not fixing to do anything, maybe I take the 20,000. But I still think that if you're good enough to get that kind of money there, you can get it elsewhere, and also you can probably get a better deal out of it and not be on those 7-year 360 death row contract. You know, that's tough, dude. And that's this is along the lines of that. What do you sign?
Like
the
a loan
promissory
shark?
note, loan shark,
Yeah.
but it's for kids because those are all like amateur athletes, and this is that dang fast stuff or whatever it is where you sign that. Where you get that one where if you graduate within 4 years, it gets forgiven, and if you go into this field, it's forgiven, and you're like, man, I'm gonna pay this back in the 4 years once I graduate. I'm good, and then of course you don't. Now what do you call it, not financial aid, but your loans done went crazy on you.
Right.
They doing this. This is just another one to get kids caught up. I get it though, because as an athlete, you need money, and oftentimes you're being put in the limelight. But you ain't got enough money to eat. You ain't got enough money to travel or to make like whatever it is. Because I want to know, and this is a question for you with this, is this just college or is this amateur athletes, period?
Amateur athletes, period.
That's what I thought. So that means high schoolers fall into that.
Yes.
And if you have like there's Baby Grunk, who I think is a middle schooler.
Yep.
He falls into that realm.
Yep.
So that means there's no limit on how low they could go. Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Ugh.
Jabari, how does that hit you? I mean,
Ugh.
are you getting loan shark vibes? How do you feel about that?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't want nobody to. If you got my likeness
You're right.
for what 7 years, you
Yes,
said?
sir.
7
Yes, sir.
years.
After you get on.
After I get on,
Yeah.
no, man, I'd rather I'd rather be on my own. When
Right.
somebody owns your likeness, that's the issue. That I'm kidding. And we were talking off air about people owning music, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And there are a lot of artists, that whose music is owned by other people, and that's something. That's your creativity. That's your voice. That's your attitude. That's your blood, sweat, and tears in the studio. That's your long night. Coming up with that, and that's basically them just almost pulling your spirit out of you and making that kind of money.
And you can't even approve or disapprove stuff. Like, you can't deny it. Like, they might say, you know what, we're going to put you in Space Jam. You're like, I don't want to be in Space Jam.
Right.
Yeah.
Guess what? You in
Right.
Space Jam with this AI stuff.
Getting
that's
dunked on.
Bro, getting dunked on. Dude, could you imagine getting dunked on and they use that thing to take it to the bank? Like, I've always noticed on Instagram when dudes get dunked on or did wrong, they always tag the guy that did it.
Yeah.
They don't tag the guy that got, right?
Right.
And so could you imagine you're a basketball player, let's say a high schooler. You're a high schooler and you get dunked on. And the guy that dunked on you goes viral. But guess what?
Yeah.
They got your name right along with him. And guess who you are? You're forever the dude that got dunked on.
They got D's on your face.
Facts.
Yeah.
I look at Brandon Knight. Brandon Knight, when he got dunked on by DeAndre Jordan.
He died. Didn't he die?
We never saw him again. We never saw him again. Frederick Wise, I tell people, Frederick Wise, whatever, the
Oh,
guy that
man.
got jumped over by Vince Carter, at least he's the 7'2" dude.
Why
We
did he
don't
show
know
up
his
to
name.
when Vince
wrong.
Carter went
Don't
into
do
the
that. Don't do
NBA
that.
Hall of Fame?
You out of line.
Shouldn't he have showed up?
You are out of line.
I would have showed up.
Man, I'd have took a swipe at Vince. I'd have showed up trying to
I
throw
would have
hands.
tried to fight. I would have tried to fight.
I'd have
too.
hit him. I'd have hit him like Alonzo
Hall of
Mourning.
Fame, huh? You ain't give me nothing. You ain't never, I helped get you to the Hall of Fame.
Hey, what if his bus? It's him jumping over Frederick
Ooh.
Wise.
Nice.
Hey, I'm in the Hall of Fame. Oh, you in the Hall of Fame for what? Well, I don't want to talk about it, but I'm in the Hall of Fame. But yeah, I think 7 years is such a long time. That is possibly somebody's career.
Sure.
If we're talking college, that's your career.
Yeah.
And in NFL, most of these careers, NBA especially, they don't last longer than 3 years if they're even lucky, dude.
Right.
And so 7 years, dude, and you don't have any options to do anything else because you get locked down to where you can't do anything else for 7 years. It's like the 80 or the what is it where you say Indian A's, where
NDA?
you can't go to a competing business
Yes, sir.
until a certain time has passed, and you
Yeah.
can't even talk about it. You can't profit from it.
I
You
signed,
have to just sit here and
when,
wait.
when I went and worked for Pepsi, I signed an NDA and I had to wait 10 years. It says
Right.
I can't go work for Coke for 10 years. That's the first thing they had me sign.
You had
Yeah,
skills
I
that
believe that.
you had to have 10 years lapsed.
Yep.
That you couldn't take advantage of. You had knowledge that you couldn't take advantage of, not even on no competitive stuff, but on a, hey, let me make ends meet. But I have to wait 10 years.
Yep.
Yep.
That's rough.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
7
man.
years, dude. And that 7 years is, it's like that. But if
That's
you
almost
can't,
a decade, bro.
that's
I
what I'm about to say.
know.
That's 10 years, dude. No.
No.
Signing anything at the age of, I'd say under 21, that is for 10 years binding, That sounds like illegal.
Jabari, I know we got to go. Let me just ask you one last little thing.
Okay.
Then. So some of these young athletes, you got to understand, they just trying to, their parents are struggling from day to day because they're actually taking a bit of a gamble on what the student athlete is. So you and I hear this young man talk about how he's going here. He's up in Dallas. His son is playing. That's gas money. That's hotel fees. And if this young buck ain't got it like that, Simply Courtney, 6'4", is a little too big to be sleeping up in cars so he can see his son play, having his son stretched out in the back seat. So it allows his son to get on. So during these middle school years, sorry, I don't want to put too much out about your kid.
You're right.
But during these middle school years, it keeps Simply Courtney and his family afloat, so his son can have the opportunity to have some tape. So University of Texas or wherever your son wants to go play ball can actually see him, and then he can get on and get an NIL at that point. Does that change you, Jabari?
Again, and you're talking about still getting his image on,
Yes, sir.
and all that.
But it started in middle school, so 7 years from then. So you know, by the time you get to college, we got what? We got like 2 years left.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, you're talking about controlling somebody controlling something that they didn't build.
Yes, sir.
That they didn't create.
Correct.
I'd rather get a business loan. I'd rather get a business loan, put it in under LLC, hire my son, and make it like that.
Smart man.
That's what I'm talking.
That's a good idea. See, that's why he got a mansion and you don't,
That's
Simply Courtney.
true. That's why I'm paying these what do you call it, how much it costs for him to play these AAU teams. I got to pay for him to play on the team.
Yes.
I got to get him there. Then I got to get him to the tournament. And then
Yes.
guess what? I try to walk in with him and say, hold on, this is the player's interest only. Why can't I walk in? It's my son. Oh, you got to pay to get. I got to what?
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, did you park on campus? Yeah, you got to pay for that. What?
Wow.
I'm telling you, one day they're going to charge the leave.
You see?
They'll say, I'm trying to leave. Oh, you got to pay the exit fee.
Yeah. Why is that? Because we turned people away to allow you to stay in there.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
for you to leave, we need to recoup what we turned down because you took so long while you was in there.
Lord have
No,
mercy.
there's a way to do that.
See, if Bobby Brown's on stage, it wouldn't be no negotiating. He would just
Well,
go
I'll be
out.
gone as soon as they say, hey guys, coming to the stage, Bobby, boop. It wouldn't even been a boom boom. It just been a boop, and I'd have been gone.
He'd have been gone. All right. Yeah. Man, I had to do some Lil Jon, man.
Did you just play if they don't give it?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And you're fired, Mr. Warfield. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Just
I was-
starting people on the wrong
Why
foot?
weren't you doing yoga then? I've watched you the entire time, and while that Lil Jon was on, you did not do any yoga.
No, because Young Bloods was with him.
Oh, okay.
Them
Okay.
boys.
That's not the yoga variety.
We was talking about MOP earlier and how MOP. If you played Annie Up for me, I'm running in the house. Man, if you play that Don't Start, No Stuff, Don't Be No Stuff,
Yeah.
I'm mean mugging.
Throwing an elbow to somebody.
I'm looking for somebody to throw the elbow.
God.
Yes,
I
sir.
might even just say a cuss word or two. Just cuss.
Just random, like
Just random.
like he's got Tourette's or something. Just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
just out of the blue.
That's an ignorant
Exactly.
song. That song right there. He said, "Don't start, no start."
And it won't be
you
none.
know?
All right, couple of things to note real quick before we get
that?
out. Okay, so that's of course is Lil Jon. Lil Jon is now doing like house remodeling stuff now.
Hey,
Time out. We
Diversify.
We
You know
still
that.
trying to get over the whole fact that he's doing
Yeah.
the talk and yoga stuff.
you gotta diversify
he's
your
doing
portfolio.
house- right.
He's doing he does a remodeling show called Lil Jon Wants to Do What.
Ah,
It's called Lil Jon Wants to Do What.
That's good,
What?
Brandon.
There's two
What?
two seasons of it, and he's remodeling folks' homes in Atlanta, and it's actually really really cool.
Hey.
Yeah, it's
Which
really.
voice is he using? Is he using his professional voice?
He's using the Lil Jon about 12 noon. Just came from eating brunch, going over somebody's house's voice.
with a pinky in the air type.
Yeah,
of voice.
something like
Hey
that.
guys,
Something
so
like that.
anyways, welcome back to Lil
Yeah.
Jon Remodels What?
Yeah.
And so news guys, if you see this here, we have a I think this is a chateau. What is
Yeah.
this about?
Yeah.
1976, I think, or something.
What
And
is
it's-
that?
Yeah, it's like no, and you know what? You're about right. Every once in a while, he'll drop a yeah or what. Every once in a while, but not as often because I'm sure the show producers probably didn't want him to overuse it. I'm sure he didn't want to
Yes,
overuse it.
yes.
Right?
Done with that. That's fun though.
Exactly.
Maybe
exactly.
two per show. That's
Okay.
it. That's all
Yeah.
you get.
So
I watch.
Here's another show that I think you guys ought to be interested in. You've all heard of the movies Coming to America.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
There's a series called Coming from America. And it's families. It's 3 families that are moving from America to Africa
Oh, that's cool.
and starting their lives over.
Oh,
cool.
It's
That's
crazy. The one of them, and interesting enough, one of them is a family of comedians. There's three guys. It's four, but there's the husband, 2 kids, and the wife who is the manager, and they're moving to Ghana to start a comedy club.
Okay.
Okay, but they're starting their lives all over again. There's another lady who has 4 kids, and she's opening up a wellness center, and I forgot what the third one is. But yeah, these are families who have decided that they want to move to Africa to restart a whole life.
Are they all
black
going
folks.
to the same place, or are they all going to like different parts of Africa?
I think they went to Accra.
Okay.
Which is in Ghana. They went to Zanzibar. Zanzibar is dope.
Okay.
Oh
okay.
my God, the beaches in Zanzibar.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Zanzibar.
Zanzibar is dope. So I know it's part of Ghana, and I know it's Zanzibar.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, man.
Where can I find one of these?
I
Is
think
this
it's
online streaming stuff. You
I
don't
think
have
it's
to
on
say the platform.
Hulu. I think it's on Hulu. Yeah.
I want to see that.
It's crazy. It's called Coming from America.
How come everybody always go to West Africa though? Ghana's West Africa. Nobody want to go deep. Nobody want to go to the Congo.
Go east or go central.
Everybody want to stay at the beach.
Go to
Right.
the
It's
Horn.
easy, but it's diverse. I mean, it's very diverse. In Ghana, they have a wide range of ethnic groups, different customs and traditions and languages. So I see it. I mean, that's where I would go. I'm just saying, how come nobody else though
Go
goes to
east?
Congo?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Go to the interior. You know, get
Yeah.
deep up in there. Get
Yes,
deep. Hey, son, get deep. Get
deep,
deep, son.
Get deep.
You in there, dog. You in there, dog.
Right, right.
I'm
I
in
just-
there. You in there, though.
I have a fascination with that idea of just picking up and moving. I think that's really neat. That's a commitment, and then the fact that you're taking a business there.
Oh, yes, sir.
Sure.
That you got to go with a plan, and that's what better way to do it than to say, "Hey, I'm gonna take this business, and we're gonna either start it." I wonder, just Jabbar, if you feel like sharing, did they already have existing businesses? I'd imagine the comics were already comedians, but did they pick a business up and move it, or are they starting it fresh over there?
They're starting fresh. They've made some contacts. There was a couple that moved from Houston to Africa to start a business of kind of helping people move over.
Yeah,
Right.
There's a lot of economic opportunities right now
Sure.
to move to Ghana.
Exactly.
And they offer a bunch of benefits to foreign nationals that want to
Right.
come over and start a
Okay.
business over there.
Right.
So foreign investors. I mean, it's a great business environment. It's a steady growth. There's a lot of steady growth in Ghana right now in their economy. Psh,
Yeah.
Hey, you might want to jump on.
It's dope. It's dope.
You seem like you're thinking about it, Courtney.
Of course,
Go do it.
Who wouldn't? I think that if you don't think about stuff like that,
Yeah.
then maybe you are happy where you're at. And I'm not going to say I'm not happy where I'm at.
Right.
But man, I would not mind. I know that I watched Ludacris and a few other guys with the dual citizen stuff.
Yeah.
Citizenship stuff.
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't mind doing something like that. But to just go over there and not visit, but to go over there and live, or to have a spot over there,
Yes.
and be able to go back and forth. Oh my God, yes.
This is those times we may be at that time where
Yeah.
you see the opportunity. Think about
precipice
Apple
right now.
stock
Uh-huh.
back in the day.
Oh, God.
Think of Microsoft.
Yep.
Think of Google.
Google. Oh, my
Think of
God.
Netflix.
Facebook.
Think of
Yeah.
all
All
of those
these.
things if you would have jumped in. But like you said, you comfortable. You comfortable where you at.
And you have to be uncomfortable
And
in order
you-
to have that stuff.
you
'cause
get
Scare money don't make no money.
that part.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. You said that, and that's the thing about it is we like our comfortability because we don't want things to change. Life gets stressful enough, and change can be very stressful, equally as stressful. So I think at some point, if you are in a position where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm good, everything's going fine, and at some point you gotta remember that this life changes very quickly, and some of us are here and some of us are gone, and then you don't want to look back and say, well, my friend's gone and they never got a chance to do this. What do I do with my life?
I'm getting Courtney to Ghana. Hey, let me
wouldn't
give you
mind.
something.
Yeah.
Affordable cost of living compared to many Western countries. The cost of living in Ghana is relatively affordable. And then this is the other part I need to tell you. Friendly people. Ghanaians are known for their warm hospitality and friendliness, making it easy to feel home.
Nice.
Just saying,
Yes, sir.
they'll
I just
welcome
love the
you.
idea of that you're going to Africa. You're not going to Denmark. You're
Yeah.
not going to
Right.
Iceland.
Iceland.
Yeah,
But I
Iceland.
still have a fascination with all those. I just saw people. I'm starting to see more and more of my TikTok. The algorithm is algorithming, and it's showing
Yep.
me black people in Tokyo, Japan.
Yeah.
And I think that's
Where
such
they
a
at?
neat thing. I'm not sure. I know obviously you have the military stuff, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like it's really dope because like
Yeah.
I'm not seeing one person. I'm seeing like groups of people hanging out. I had a homie that was in China for like 2 years.
Yeah.
and she was doing comedy and had was burgeoning comedy career going on over there, and so it's just really neat to see these other expressions and places where black people can go and
Since
be
you
safe.
talked about China, those NBA basketball players that go over there,
Yeah.
they come back saying great things. It's
I've
just
heard.
that they want to use it as a launching point so they
Right.
could get back to the league.
Right.
But they have said some great things about their time over there, though. So.
With the exception of, I think it was Jarrett Sutlinger or somebody. It's one of those guys that got a whole story, but we don't have
yeah.
time for that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's
We'll
some
hit
horror
that.
stories every once in a while.
Exactly. Well, it's just about time for us to get out of here. Just some quick last words of wisdom and all that good stuff.
Find a way to make someone smile every day, and also remember you're someone.
Yes, sir.
I just want people to hunt the good stuff. You know, we talked about depression last time, and I had great feedback to that. So I just want to say, you know, try to adopt a positive outlook. Trouble don't last always.
Exactly. And on that note, yes, enjoy life while you got it lifing, and do something that you've never done before. Get out of your comfort zone. There is no growth inside the comfort zone. Y'all have a good one. The professor's up.